A large number of teenagers today complain that their parents are the worst. Surprisingly, the same parents confess that they do their best in the upbringing of their children. Where is the disconnect? How comes a parent is giving the best, but the child or the teenager complains to be receiving the worst? Answers could be in many areas, but for today, we can look at two key areas. One of them is the approach to parenting, and the other one are the beliefs that a parent could be holding towards their parenting. As a parent, if you are to put yourself on a scale today, what kind of a parent do you think you are or have you been? When you are thinking about the different types of parenting and their effects on the child and also on the parent, we look at two key aspects. The first one is the warmth or the affection that a parent shows to his or her children. And the second one is the control. How strict is a parent on his child or children? When we put these two aspects together, we can be able to tell what kind of a parent you have been, or you are, or you might ought to change going into the future. Remember, parenting is not so easy, and again, it is not very difficult. One thing is for sure, for parenting to be effective, a parent must choose to be an intentional parent. And this will start by one understanding and discovering what type or kind of a parent one is or has been in the past. Listen carefully to our conversation on the 5 parenting styles and the 5 types of parents we have during our time. Then you'll be able to put yourself in one of the categories and see maybe what you may need to adjust to better your parenting as an intentional parent, so that you can get the best results out of your parenting, and at the end of the day, you be a happy parent bringing up a happy child. 1. An involved parent. This parent is low in control and low in affection. A child who could be having this kind of a parent will be feeling lonely, alone, and as if nobody cares for them in this world. The emotional needs of this child will not be taken care of because the parent is not there. This parent will be seeing their child to be like a bother, and therefore they try to avoid them. Their parents' responsibilities will not be taken care of because the child will be alone and the parent will seem to be completely detached from the life of this child. This child might grow up feeling very bitter and may keep wondering, why was I born in the first place? Because nobody seems to care for me. Nobody seems to pay attention to me or what I'm going through. And therefore, I feel like it was an accident, me getting born into this world. The society might be surprised by this kind of a parent who seems not to take care of his or her own child. And everyone might talk bad about this parent and how careless they are, how irresponsible they are, how reckless they are. But the truth of the matter could be, This parent who is getting uninvolved in the life of his or her child or children could be having a problem of their own. This parent could be in depression, could be in addictions, or could be going through very difficult time of their own life, and they might require to get the help themselves first, even before they can be able to attend to their own children. And this being the situation, the parent may require help, the child may also require help, and therefore both of them might require to be assisted so that the parenting journey can be much smoother for this child and even for the parent. A child who will be brought up by parents who seem to be uninvolved and are not connected in the upbringing of the child may grow up being very bitter, and he or she may even hate to have children in the future. This child might try drugs, other risky behaviors. It's a way of coping with the loneliness that they could be feeling. When this gap is existing and there is that void in the life of this child, anything might come to fill this void, including very risky behaviors, very risky friends who can introduce them even to some risky behaviors such as peddling of drugs and robbery. And the life of such a child is at a very big risk. Number 2, permissive parents. A permissive parent is low in control and high in affection. Children all over the world seem to love this style of parenting. The parent who is a permissive parent will in most cases act as if they are the best friend to their child. And you know how the best friend kind of a relationship can be. When the child is wrong, there is nobody to correct them. If anything, the parent tries to please this child even when the child is on the wrong. There is no boundary or line between the friendship and the parenting which should be taking place. You will come to find out that due to this low level of control in the life of the child will grow up without knowing boundaries, and he or she will have a lot of trouble with authority because they don't understand authority. You see, authority starts at home, and when the parent is not able to exercise the authority as the parents, then the child will not understand authority from that foundation stage in their lives. These children will run into trouble with the law in their places of work, and even in schools, they might be suspended many times. They will also not be having a high drive for learning, and pursuing higher education might be something not in them. They do not know how to push themselves, and all they know is their parents trying to please them, trying to be the best kind of a friend to them, and not drawing the boundaries between a child and a parent. There are no consequences even when this child is on the wrong. They'll come back to the house late in the night. The parent won't ask them. They'll start engaging in risky behaviors such as alcohol use and drug and substance abuse, and the parent will not ask them. They will want to go out and have sleepovers, and the parent again will not ask. The parent is so permissive in their parenting. This style of parenting will make this kind of a child grow up not understanding boundaries and progressing in their places of work, in businesses, and other society-related activities will be very difficult because they don't know how to respect authority, they don't know how to respect boundaries, and they know that all they want should be given to them there and then, which is not the case in the world. Number 3, an authoritarian parent. An authoritarian parent is low in affection and high in control. This is like the opposite of a permissive parent in a way. This parent will be seen by his or her children to be like a dictator at home. Whatever the parent says should be done, and there is no negotiations at all. They go about their parenting with an iron fist. The child has no space to express themselves, how they feel, what they think, and what they might want to do. So, the child brought up in this kind of a setting knows that their opinion do not matter. They should not express themselves whether they want something or they don't want. They can never say no to their parents at all. Whatever the parent says, it should be yes and done. So, when this child is growing up, they won't have trouble at school. They won't even have trouble with authority because they know how to follow authority. And deep within them, their system says they are there to follow laws and to respect authority. The only problem is whether this child is getting abused, misused, or even used in the society. They won't be able to stand up and say no to this. In their places of work, they could be having the best ideas, but they will never express those ideas because they know my ideas and my opinions never matter. They never matter to my parents to start with. You will come to find out that this kind of child, when they get into marriage, they might be seriously abused by their partners because they don't know how to express themselves. That has never existed in them. An authoritarian parent may think that this is the best way to instill discipline into their child, but it will come at that expense of a child thinking and getting convinced that their opinion, their ideas do not matter at all. Number 4, helicopter parent. This parent is excessively high in control and equally excessively high in affection. This parent doesn't leave a breathing space for his son or daughter. They want to be overly involved in the life of their child. This parent never wants to see a challenge in the life of his or her child. Even though the child could be in a position to overcome a certain challenge or obstacle in life, this parent will want to clear the obstacle or take away the challenge on behalf of his or her child. To this parent, their children or child shouldn't struggle at all in life. They are there to take away all the struggles in the life of their children. This child will grow up not being able to be dependent or even interdependent with other people, and they will be running to their mom or dad at any given time for the smallest of problems, for the smallest of challenges, for the smallest of obstacles in life. When they get married, for example, their marriages are not likely to survive for a long time because their partners will be feeling the in-laws being the mom or the dad of the person they are married to, is getting overly involved in their marital affairs, including bedroom affairs, and therefore making this marriage to have a very difficult time surviving, especially during the first years of this marriage. If unfortunately the parent passes on or is not there anymore, the child who was used to this excess and extreme control and extreme affection from the parent will have such a huge gap that for them coping with their mother or their father not being there might be next to impossible. It is possible, but it will be very difficult, and there might be a permanent scar or wound or void in the life of such a child. It is therefore recommended that as a parent, do as much as you can to help your child to be independent, and more so to be interdependent with other people in the society, so that even in your absence, they will be able to go about their life in the best way possible. Number 5, an authoritative parent. An authoritative parent is high in control and high in affection. This is considered to be the best or the perfect style of parenting, which has got the best results. An authoritative parent will be able to set clear rules at home, and this will be in agreement with the child, and the consequences are also clear and set. The parent acts as the best role model to the child. This won't be the situation of a preacher who preaches water but takes wine. The parent does what they agree with the child. The parent understands that they can be wrong, and they can apologize to their child. And the child equally learns from the father or the mother that when I'm wrong, I should be able to apologize. In this kind of a setting, the parent and the child understands that nobody is perfect, and therefore some of the rules which are set might be broken, and one should be able to realize when they are on the wrong, when they have broken the set rules and regulations in the family, and apologize for the same, doing all they can not to repeat the same mistake twice. The child brought up in this style of parenting will have a high level of confidence, high self-esteem. They will be able to respect authority. They will be able to know the boundaries, and the interactions with other people are well guided because they have been able to observe this from home. They will grow up to be very responsible people in the society, and they will be having a high drive for higher education, and they will be willing to take risks and opportunities in life, and therefore they will be able to have a high level of personal development, and 20-30 years down the line they will be very happy with the achievements they'll have been able to make, and the parents will also be very happy seeing their child grow to adulthood, being independent and also highly interdependent with other people in the society. This again is considered to be the best style of parenting that is able to balance affection and control in the parenting journey. In conclusion, it is very important to remember that nobody is perfect in this world, and therefore we do not have a perfect parent, and we do not have a perfect child. However, there requires to be a good relationship between the parent and the child, so that they can be able to work together in the parenting journey. The parent listening to the child, and the child listening to the parent, so that they can be able to establish a common parenting ground that will be good for the growth of the child, and also the parent will have a peace of mind in their parenting journey. Thank you.